My name's Joey Battista. Okay, I'm an active entrepreneur. I'm not an Instagram guy. I'm using influence, obviously, to build and to magnify my businesses. But I am a career entrepreneur. I own and operate businesses. I started out in the automotive space and commercial real estate. That's what I do. So I am a real entrepreneur. So I'm not testing theories here, practical application. These are real things that I've done to make millions of dollars in multiple industries and businesses for the last 30 years. So now I'm kind of doing my passion thing, which is to help people to get back and to have fun doing entrepreneur stuff. I love being an entrepreneur. I love business. This is an outlet for a way for me to do it while I build my brand. So, hey guys, how you doing? My name's Joey Battista. I'm an active 9-figure entrepreneur. Listen, inside this video, I'm gonna share with you the tips and tricks, the real life examples that I use growing and scaling companies today. Listen, I'm not an influencer. I'm an entrepreneur with a passion for sharing what I've learned over the last 3 decades. And it's a privilege for me to share it with you here today. We got cash flow mastery, 6 levers every business owner must master. So go ahead, let's keep going. So remember, businesses don't die from lack of revenue. They die from lack of cash flow. Today, the 6 strategies that I'm going to teach you are going to really and truly show you how to make the best with what you have and how you can optimize it. Listen, one of the biggest challenges that I've seen in a lot of business owners throughout my entire career, whether they're friends, whether they're people in mastermind groups, and people that I coach, or whatever the case may be, you're always looking for, they always think the answer is that they need more money. The reality is they need to fix their broken businesses. See, giving a business owner that's struggling, sometimes you need cash. I'm not going to say that cash doesn't help. But what I can say is being a business owner, if you take cash and you give up equity or you pay, whatever interest rate you got to pay as an early entrepreneur, most of these interest rates right now that people are paying that I'm seeing, they always end up being in the 30% range by the time you see the credit card advances, or you start out at 0% and they get maxed out on the lines, and then boom, they're clicked up in the 30s. So my thing is how do you avoid that, and how do you go ahead and run your business properly so you never have to give up equity and you never have to take on unnecessary partners or unnecessary debt. So one of the biggest challenges that we have as entrepreneurs is we want to relieve the pain, and money would relieve the pain. However, money alone by itself without treating the symptoms will just ultimately bring the problem back again. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to dive in and show you exactly how to treat the symptoms and how you can grow and scale your business the right way. Here's one of the things when we look in here, shorten receivables, okay? We talk about that. What is it? How are people paying you? Some of you have people owe you, whatever the case may be, however they're doing it, shorten the cycle. And then your other thing is your payables. All of a sudden, a lot of times people are just assuming that, people are just assuming that you have to pay a certain way. No, once you've been established, or once you're a big enough account, or if you're spending enough business, or you can simply shop. One of the things that you shop is when you're doing it is you shop how long you have to pay something. You're like, well, you become so accustomed to paying right away that when somebody wants your business in a lot of different areas, maybe not in every aspect, but there's always a way that if you do all these things, you can always go in there. So we're going to dive into these things here today. Then we're going to talk about cutting inventory costs, improving collections, speeding up sales. What's your sales cycle from the time you invest money in leads? Maybe you're not even spending money in leads that you should be because your sales cycle's too long. And then looking at that conversion and actually getting in there. So here's the thing, shorten receivables, right? You tighten invoice terms from net 60 to net 30. The other thing you can do is you can offer early pay discounts. This is really big in a lot of people that I've dealt with in their businesses. Maybe you sell a good or service where people are coming in and they're putting half down. Well, you can ask for all of it. You can ask for all of it with something that you sell. When it comes time to pay, maybe you're paying for all of it up front. You can ask for half of it, and you can offer, a discount for it. Hey, what we do with our best clients is we offer them a 10% discount or a 5% discount for payment in full. If you check your pricing and your pricing maybe has room to go up a little bit, you can probably even raise your prices, offer the discount, and get more than what you're getting right now. But that's another lesson. That's probably the case. Automate reminders for overdue invoices. Especially if you're a small business, if you're under 5 million in annual revenue per year, a lot of times you may not have the accounts payable and everything built out the way that it should be. It's not functioning the way. Maybe it's your sister, your cousin, your mom, it's Betty, it's Lisa, it's whoever it is. You don't have an actual proper structured accounting system that's focused on, and it becomes another mechanism when you're in the business and you're generating revenue. You become disconnected from this. This is why a lot of entrepreneurs suffer from cash flow that doesn't necessarily have to be. You can run a tighter department and you can get it, right? So I mean, and just so you know, it's very common. I had a client that freed up 150 grand in 30 days. Very easily done. That was a combination of how they build, how they collected, getting more money up front, and then moving that, right? Reduce a 24% line of credit by 150K. Well, here's the thing. If you reduce, not only do you go in there, that money comes from somewhere, okay? And most of the time when I'm looking at most of these businesses, if it's one like you, and keep in mind, this is just me taking a guess based on my experiences, what I've seen. If I come in and I see a business that has, if they're doing 3 or 4 million a year, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, and they haven't been doing it for a really long time, they're carrying a few $100,000 in debt. I use 24% for the example, but to be very transparent, it's not usually 20. Hey guys, if you found value in this video, share it with somebody in need. Listen, these videos are a series all brought together that can teach you the real life example. So if you liked it, follow the other video. It's not usually 20, it's more like in the 30s by the time they get there. Unless the business is really profitable, then they've seen the other side of that, and that's another story. But in any event, you convert that over, it's really like a $45,000, $50,000 a year savings that goes straight to the bottom line in net income by getting these things right. So the thing is a lot of people go and say, well, I can't do that. Well, once again, that's kind of like the law, John Maxwell's law of the lid. If you look at these things and you can't do them in your business, well, then you become the problem. The thing is if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, it's not what you can do, it's what you must do. So, and I say that to take the approach that you have to get these things done in your business in order to be successful. And more importantly, you have to engineer and operate your business in a way that you're looking for these opportunities always, because creep will set in. Even if you did it a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, by the time you go look at your practices with your company, with your teammates, you'll find people get laxed on different things. You're making a lot of assumptions. So I just encourage you, really big thing here. I've had a lot of success, and it's something I always have to revisit as well, even in my companies with my teams. Now I have some good tenured teams that are really good, but we still have to talk about things whenever we want to improve the numbers. So there's always opportunity there. Negotiate payables, stretch vendors out. Once again, 30, 60 days. Negotiate with suppliers, build trust. I'm a firm believer in this. There's two types of entrepreneurs, those that need money, those that are going to need money. So I really like to pay people as agreed and pay really, really good for periods of time. And then I also like to go in and leverage that. Like once I know they're running their business and they can count on my payment because I'm one of their better clients, well, guess what? The entrepreneur in me tells me that now they got to give me something for that. Like it doesn't matter if it's nail polish they're giving me or lawn mowers or they're floating me pool supplies to build pools. They're going to have to give me something to help me run their business, because remember, business is very simple. They're either helping you run they're either helping you run your business or you're helping them run theirs. And the idea is can you find a shared way to where everybody can win? And that's all it really is. You're trying to get your slice here. So the longer your cash sits with you, the stronger your position. Bottom line. Bottom line. I literally today came in, I was in a meeting. I had, I don't know, it's somewhere around $55,000. It had been sitting on the shelf for 30 days. Just sitting on the shelf. $55,000 owed to us. Now, it just randomly happened that it was out of nowhere. But I was like, literally, what's going on with this? Like, why nobody collect this? Why nobody collect this? Why nobody collect this? Well, the person who owed me it, they understood one thing very simple. Like, they had it in their bank. It was better off in their bank than mine. One simple text, boom, 55 grand. Go pick the check up or whatever it is. Somewhere around $50,000. But you get the point. The thing is everybody playing the game, a lot of times the money's just sitting there. It was just simply a matter of a text and asking for the money, and voila, the money's coming. So, and vice versa. Think cash is king. The longer I hold it, the more control I have. You want to have the cash. I see a lot of times people want to go in and people make the, listen, remember something. This is, if I leave you guys with two things today, right? Cash is king, cash flow is queen. Put them together and you have a kingdom. Okay? Never run your business, and I see this all the time. It's fools do this. This is a foolish way to run your business. People come in and they're like, let me go ahead and pay all my bills so I know where I sit in my bank account. That's not a smart way to do business. You know, you want to do business in a way to where you manage your bank account and you're always floating everything that you cannot pay with interest as long as you can pay, and you're converting all the information over all the cash over to debts that you have with interest on them. So if you're paying your bills for the sake of paying your bills when you could delay payment and you could be paying off your debts, well, then that you're actually paying interest on and driving your net income and increasing your cash flow. So remember, we work for profit, but we also work for cash flow. You know, it requires you to be a better entrepreneur to do it, but you want to do it nonetheless. Big ticket equipment, lease versus purchase. I just got done reading a book. How to Make a Few $1 billion like a week or two ago. And one of the things that he did was he came into the heavy equipment rental business and he went and he said, hey, we'll audit your books for you. We'll tell you if it makes more sense for you to rent or to buy this equipment. Because these, heavy equipment, it can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you're using it, 2 months a year, it might make sense to rent it. If you're using it 9 months a year, it makes sense to buy it. So you'd be surprised just by not doing these audits and or doing it, what it means to you. The other thing is too, don't forget, dump excess equipment that you have that you're not using. Don't get attached to things because you own them and that's it. Sell things that you're not using. Use the cash to pay down debt. Use the cash to increase cash flow. Pay monthly, keep cash in the bank. Bottom line, flexibility, tying up capital. Bottom line is cash today's ownership bragging rights. That's the biggest thing. So big ticket equipment, really make sure you're doing an analysis whether or not it's actually going to add value to the business a lot. We get really caught, we get so caught up in ownership, and don't get me wrong, equity's how you get the big days, big paydays, all that's true. But the reality is if you don't have this stuff paid off, it becomes more a matter of controlling it than it does owning it. Ownership is, I'll take control or ownership just the same. So just remember that. Cut inventory carrying cost. Switch from the just in case to just in time stuff, right? Eliminate dead stock and obsolete items. This is really big. People go out, you think you're doing good. It's like we shop for our businesses like we're at Costco. We walk into Costco, we think we're doing really good with it. We buy 64 years supply of, Tylenol, and it goes bad before we use it. Tylenol would be a good one, but you guys get the point. So make sure that you really are spending time looking at your inventory. Most people that are not, listen, not even most people, 100%, if you're in a business that carries inventory and you haven't audited your inventory and done not only an audit of your inventory, but also an audit of what's selling, because you got to stock something. But if you're not dialed into that, you're losing money. Doesn't matter what it is, you're losing money and you're losing cash flow. So tighten up inventory turns, right? It's totally normal. It's pretty, if I go to somebody that has an inventory business and they have a size and scale, it's pretty easy to unlock 200 grand just in that size and scale. Now, if you're at $1 million, $1.5 million, it may be a little bit, but if you go in there and you get to 5% of whatever your sales are, even if you're at $1 million between inventory and equipment you're not using in your place right there, there's no doubt that you're easily going to have over that, no matter what your case may be. And here's another thing. So I want to go ahead and I want to introduce you guys to a term that you may not know this term. Frozen capital. Okay? Frozen capital refers to money or assets that cannot be easily used, moved or converted into cash. In other words, it's wealth that is locked up and not generating returns or liquidity. Bottom line, it's frozen capital. It's basically it's equity that you have, it's cash that you have, but you're not using it for anything. So it's not working for you. It's not performing. It's frozen. So if you just go unlock and do an exercise at least once a year in your business and adamantly work to unlock frozen capital, it's going to be totally, completely transformative for what you see and what happens in your business. So remember that term, because if you can remember that, it's going to change how you're looking at forever, how you look at it. It's going to 100% change. Improve collection process. Assign one person to own it. We've all heard the things. If two people are responsible, nobody's responsible. Charge late fees and enforce late penalties. I mean, listen, most people aren't even looking at their invoices. Just so you know, if you're paying 30% for your things and you're not collecting that, or you're paying 15 or 20% or 12 or 18, whatever it is, make sure you're doing it. Charge a late fee. And sometimes you can. If you can't, you got to know where to assess the market. You know, I had a chiropractor that I go see, and I saw them go in, and at first I talked to them. They're like, nah, we don't want to charge. First they went ahead and they charged their customers credit card fees. They passed the fee on to the customers, right? Which obviously, it's just the way the world's working right now. The world's changed. But then I come back the next month, and then they implemented a cancellation fee if you cancel within 48 hours. So the thing is, it's like you look at these things, and this is how you get your clients to behave. Nobody wants to charge their clients a cancellation fee, but it's, once again, these are the demands of business. And this is, even, think about it, even if a career chiropractor that's really somebody that serves, they got to learn business in order to be successful. You know, so that's the other thing. And the other thing, faster follow-up for faster cash. Make sure that you're going in. You know, I tell this story all the time. I was going in there, and I had a private client fly in to see me, and we were sitting down, and they had money owed to them. And I told them very simply, I said, did you call? Well, you know, they're going in, and I said, you're missing the point. When people go bad, when people don't get paid, you know who gets paid? The person who has the best collection process. If they owe 5 people, and if you're carrying 20 accounts, people go bad as a way of life in accounts. We manage those accounts through age. As we manage them through age. Okay? When we see age creeping, we know that we're assessing risk of writing off bad debt. Okay? So now when you come in and you're looking at this, you have to remember something. Whoever, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So who's ever squeaking for the money gets it, and when the money's gone, the money's gone. When the music stops. So once again, improve your collection strategy practice. Speed on sales conversion. Follow up and conversion. Once again, offer discounts. Here's what we do. This is how we do it. You know, this is what we're doing today. This is how it is. It's X many dollars. If you give me a payment full right now today, it's this. Huge digital contracts and upfronts deposits. That's really one of those things. No skin in the game. It's never been true that I've learned 2 things. When you're trying to coach people in business and their employees, or you're trying to coach people, like, think about this for a second. I appreciate everybody getting on here, but this whole thing here today is a lot of value for an entrepreneur that's struggling with cash, and they want to know what to do, and they don't want to enable the problem. They want to start being able to do it. But imagine that somebody comes in and they're like, hey, you know what? I didn't coach with you. I'm not a private client. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing these things. Why wouldn't you get on a call like this and ask somebody like myself with the amount of experience that I have for advice? You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, so you have to really go in here and you have to look at these things and really understand it, what it is. So remember, speed is the language of the successful. You know, so focus up on getting a faster conversion. You know, so there we go, right? So which lever, here's the thing, question, which lever would you pull first? You know, that's what we have here. Is there anybody in here right now that sees one of these levers in here that they would pull? Is there anything in here? Who do we got on the call? Anybody got a lever in here they'd pull right now? They see opportunity in? So remember this, cash flow is oxygen of growth. Without oxygen, your business will suffocate. Building long-term mastery requires a system. That's what we do. We do the Catalyst operating system. And another thing I want to do for you guys right here, if you go ahead and DM me cash on here right now. It says DM or whatever. I'll send you my 13-week cash flow forecast. It's one of the things that you can know your cash flow needs if you're struggling with it and you want to really know how much money it takes to operate your business, and then you can reverse engineer it. So just go ahead, you can do that. A lot of people don't want to learn business, okay? When they come in here, it's really like they like the hype, they like all these other things, they don't want to do it, so they don't necessarily want to learn it. But if you come in, you guys stick with me, like there's a ton of good stuff, and I say it's good because I've used it, right? Like it really works. Hey guys, if you found value in the video today and you'd like to see more of them, like, subscribe, or share now.